A little over 2 weeks ago, I took my 2-year-old to a BMX cycle park. Now, I don't know if you know the type of thing we're talking about here, the concrete sort of slopes and ramps and bumps and things. We went along with our 7-year-old boy who had just got a stunt bike and was using it. But the 2-year-old, of course, wanted to get involved. And in order to leave him that he wasn't feeling left out, I walked along with him and his bike as he went, negotiated and navigated these concrete lumps and bumps and ramps and so on and so forth. But he went to one of the ramps, which is a very, very steep drop. Now, I'm sure if you've seen the type of thing, you know what I'm talking about. The kids go down them on their skateboards and loop up the other side and do all sorts of flying stunts and flips and what have you. But my 2-year-old decided that he wanted to go down this ramp on his bike, and I thought, okay. And as we went down, I started to speed up. And you know that feeling when you're running and you know that there's no way you can stop. There's nothing you can do to stop, and you just pray that you get to the other end. You ever run down a hill like that and gravity just takes over and away you go? That's what happened. But unfortunately, my 2-year-old, not being very proficient on his little bike, he turned in front of me and caught my foot, and as a result his bike flipped and I started to tumble. The upshot was that as I'm falling, you're trying to save the 2-year-old, you don't want to fall on top of your son, so I pulled him out of the way, and as I spun I landed on my right side on his handlebars, on his upturned handlebars. And to say that the pain was excruciating would be an understatement. I literally could not breathe. I was in agony. We managed to get to A&E. When we got to A&E, they x-rayed me, they checked everything over, they said that there was no breaks, there was no fractures, there was no damage, but I was going to be extremely sore for at least 6 to 8 weeks, because inside I had basically torn or bruised or damaged some of my internal muscle tissue and so on and so forth. So roll forward this week and we're talking about 2 weeks later. I'm at an event in London and I am feeling a little bit tender and stiff, and I can't, this arm will not stretch forward. So it's very difficult for me when I'm greeting people and talking to people and shaking people's hands, and you feel apologetic and have to sort of explain the situation. And I bumped into this guy called Eamon. And of course, Eamon, being a typical Irishman, stretches his hand out to greet me, and I'm feeling very, very limp and lame. And I stretch forward gently and turn my shoulder into him and explain, I'm really sorry about this. I'd normally greet you properly, but I find it difficult to move my arm because, and I explained the whole situation about the bike. At which point Eamon said, I might be able to do something about that. And I thought, okay, maybe he's some kind of chiropractor or something like that. That was my thought. So he took me to one side of the people who were registering for the event and turning up for the event. He took me one side and he handed me this disc. And I can't explain. I'm an electrician. I don't understand how these things work. But he had me tune in to this disc and asked a series of questions, and was done probably in about, what felt like probably about 10-15 minutes, was finished. And I thought, yeah, okay, and now what? And he just said to me, James, just reach out with your arm. And as a result, I put my arm out. And he then said, reach up with your arm. And as a result, I put my arm up. And I felt absolutely no pain. And I don't understand and I don't know how that happened or how that worked. But it did. And this is 2 weeks after the incident that I had with my son's bike. According to the doctors, I should still be in pain. I should be still sore and still tender. And I don't feel any pain or tenderness at all. I'm back to how I felt before the accident actually happened. So now you can understand why I feel a little bit uncomfortable about making this video, because as an electrician, a tradesman, a technician, I need evidence. I need to understand what's happening, and I don't understand. All I know is that it's happened.